Welcome back. In this demonstration I'm going to show you how to fold this paper airplane. It's a neat little model. It's fairly simple to fold. It's a little tricky if you're looking at directions, but doing it following a video should be no problem. To get started, if you have an origami square, you can start with that. If you're anywhere else in the world, you can take a regular random sheet of paper and take the top edge and fold it down onto a triangle and then roll it towards the side to make an origami square. Once you've got these two edges parallel here, crease the diagonal fold and cut off the remaining piece of paper. Okay, if you have a piece of paper that's already square, start with a square so that you have a diagonal line like this. Okay, once you have that diagonal line, start with the paper facing away from your body, and you're going to take this outside edge here, the top flap of it, and fold it over to the center line. As you fold this, make sure you get it as accurate as possible so that you have a nice point at the end of the project. Crease that diagonal line very well, and then you're going to mount and fold the this corner back behind to meet the other corner. So I'm actually just going to flip my paper over and take the left hand corner now and fold it over to the right hand corner. Okay, just line those two corners up and then fold it right down the middle. Now we're talking valley folds because we flipped our paper over, but from the original directions we wanted a mount and fold. Trying to get our paper as accurate as possible. Okay, and now I'm going to flip my model over and you'll see there's this flap of paper here. You're going to take this flap of paper and fold it so that this edge of the flap comes down to meet this bottom edge of paper. Now, for those of you who've done origami before, this is kind of like we're doing half of a fish base. This is one of the ways that artists usually diagram a fish base, and so you'd be like kind of making a fish base on one half of your model, rather than usually you'd have it on both sides to create a proper fish base, but this one only has the fish base on one side. Okay, and once you get that, you're going to take your paper and you're going to just open, there's two flaps, one here and one here, and you're just going to open it up and lay this flap over so you have the like what looks like the original triangle, and then you've got like that fish base piece on the back. Okay, once you have that, you're going to take this triangle down here and you're going to fold it up so that the bottom edge comes into the center. And crease that nicely and accurately. And then follow the same procedure on the other side. So you're going to take this one and fold it up so that that bottom edge meets in the center and the two left edges are parallel. Okay, now as we flip our model around, you're going to take the whole thing, you're going to flip it over, and you'll notice that you have this flap here. You're going to take this outside edge and bring it into the center, but as you do that, the flap on the back here, you're going to let come out like that so that you have the wing, and you're going to bring this, what used to be the outside edge, in towards the center and fold it right along the center line. You're going to do the same thing on the opposite side, taking this flap and bringing it into the center and letting the flap that's underneath come out. Meanwhile, as you're doing this, this other little flap here that's in the center, you're going to make sure that that one stays pointing up. Okay, so that your model, when you're done, will look something like this. Okay, and we've got this flap kind of sticking up here. We've got these two what look like wings and what's going to be the tail at the end. Then you're going to take the flap that's standing up in the center and you're going to separate it by sticking your finger inside there, and then you're just going to squash fold that so that the top crease here falls right down along the center line. And it'll look something like that. Okay? Now, I'm going to take my model and mount and fold it down this direction and just give it a nice solid crease. Now, what you're going to do is I'm just going to kind of gently open this up to show you this inside piece. And you're going to take this triangle down here that used to be, you know, upside down and you couldn't see the two colors of it. You're going to take this edge here and fold it into the inside line. So I'm just going to kind of flip this stuff over and fold this towards the inside line to make the point for the airplane. So this little piece here will eventually become this. So we're folding it up and away. And then you're going to take this other, you're going to flip that back over and do the same procedure on the other side. Open that up. Flip this edge in towards the center, like so. Okay, I'm going to flip this stuff back. Okay, so it should look something like this when you're done. Then we're going to take this flap here and inside reverse fold it. So I'm actually going to take this whole piece and valley fold it like that again. Okay, and turn it this way so that it matches this model here. I'm going to take these wings and fold it up so you can see. Here's the corner that's down here, and we're going to take this corner and fold it up inside so that it matches right here at the end. And you'll see if I open this up, here's our crease pattern that we're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to take this and gently separate it and keep my index finger on the inside and just pull this whole flap up until it reaches right here on this corner. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of pull it taut and fold those wings together. Now if it's not perfect, that's fine. And in the directions that I looked at, this little triangle here for the tail kind of stuck out about like that. Okay, so you can just see that little triangle poking out. Then you can take these wings here, the outside wing, and just valley fold it down so that I mean, you can adjust this. You can adjust it so if you want it to like follow right along this inside line that's here, you could follow it right along there. I think that it's best to kind of make it flap over this other piece here so that it kind of holds it into place. Of course, I think that's this last step is kind of an artistic choice situation. You can kind of decide what you like best or what you want your model to look like, and then flip it over and make the other wing symmetrical, valley folding it down so that it covers over this other little triangle piece here so that that tail is sticking out. Okay, and so this should end up looking something like that. I find that it you know, really flies nicely. You could do a lot of different things with this top tail here. You could, you know, do another inside reverse fold and fold it back, or you could separate this piece of paper and fold two things out. So at this point you could leave this one up to a little experimentation as to what you'd like to do with it. But that finishes how to fold an origami airplane.